Ron Goodall, FightHype.com. I'm joined with former world champion Tim Tszyu, who headlined his PBC championship fight, in Florida for another title against Bakram Murtazaliev. Bear with me, Bakram. But it'll be a 12-round main event, October 19th in Orlando, Florida. First and foremost, it's good seeing you again. How excited are you to be back, and it's a world championship fight.
Yeah. Look, it's good to be back on the platform. Good to keep the momentum rolling, and good to have another fight. So I'm always keen for a scrap.
Absolutely. Last time I saw you, I was just right next to you where there was practically a big bloodbath kind of fight with Virgil Ortiz and Boyacek. And, I know that you were pretty pumped up, pretty excited just to get back in the ring. So just from that point, watching everyone fight in the division, Crawford and Madrimov and things like that, how excited are you to make a statement at the end of this year to be back and having a world title around your waist?
Yeah, like the division's red hot right now, and to close it off with a world title fight for myself, it's a big opportunity, and to be around these boys and yeah, just to be back on the into that top of the 154 pound names. So it'll be a good feeling.
You're when I see guys that are like managed by Samson Lukowitz or Egis Clean, it's like, these are, they pick good talent. So in this sense, after you've had your cut and it's healed up, what made you just not want to do the traditional, I'm gonna tune up or I'm gonna get a feeler to make sure that everything's good to go?
No, because I know I'm good to go. I
Hmm.
know I'm good to go. When you're a Ferrari, you don't want to be racing against Toyota Corollas, right? So you want to be with the top boys anyway. So that's how you feel.
Absolutely. I know that you always train out in Thailand a bit. You've even done, I think you spar with like Muay Thai fighters and I think Tiger Muay Thai and things like that. But this was a little
Yeah.
special. You brought your dad out. You got to do some things like that. Just, I guess, how much ass kicking did he do in this case with you guys working together for this? And how much did you enjoy that experience?
Yeah, I think picking his brain, it's quite big, especially with his experience and what he did in his career. So yeah, I was able to learn a lot of things and hopefully I bring some of those tactics and stuff like that to the ring.
I know that your team has mentioned that, you're still the same Tim Tszyu. I know that, there's maybe some things that you learned from the Fundora fight, and you're not always going to fight a guy that's practically 7 foot tall, blood gushing in your face. But what have you, I guess, added to your arsenal that might have been a little bit of improvement from that last fight?
I think it's just being more comfortable, being able to go round by round instead of thinking too much about the past, thinking too much ahead, just going round by round and sticking to the present. And yeah, again, each camp there's an evolution, there's improvements, and there's new things that you bring into the game. So yeah, I'm keen to test them out.
A lot of fight fans feel that even though that you suffered your first loss, that there was so much adversity that you had to overcome that it didn't change their perspective of you. And so, in this case, do you feel that you have to make a statement in this fight, or do you feel that same way that fans feel that the adversity, the cuts, the shift, the change in opponents, all that stuff, that you're still warranted, and this is just you just continuing that same path that everyone
Yeah,
felt you were?
it's for me. Yeah, for me, it's just the same thing for me. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's the same old. For me, I want to prove to myself, I guess, and to do a statement, and for no one else but myself.
Mhm. I know that the idea is to get like a marquee name, like a Jamel Charlo or like a Errol Spence or even a Terrence Crawford who just entered the division. Um, do you feel that after taking a tough opponent, a Bakram, a guy that may not relatively get you the star-studded uh, accolades from the casual fans, that is going to get you, I guess, those other type of fights that, the
Yeah,
fight fan
I think
casual.
yeah, I think when you hold a belt, it changes the game, changes the perspective. It's a simple thing. You're a world champion. You're in the top of the division in the mix. and then that's the fights that you want. You know, you want to be the shot caller. You want to be uh, in the biggest and baddest fights of them possible, and you only achieve that by having the world title.
Are you a little bit happy that you're going this direction versus like a Fundora rematch? I know that you want to get the rematch, right, wrong, but do you feel that now you don't have to have that, you know, pressure of like a rematch, or just, you get to just focus on yourself and a whole new story, and then you can kind of revisit maybe with a unification? Do you feel better this way?
Yeah, I've never really thought about that, man. I just think of it one fight at a time. As soon as this opportunity came aboard, I took it with both hands, and I just started working. I haven't really looked at what else is around the corner or what should have, could have. Just looking at the present.
hmm Now, just as a personal, pick, right? Would you rather have, because once if you get this belt, everyone's going to bring your name up for unification with potentially be Fundora and Crawford, right? Because they're doing the whole WBO politics, the extension, things like that. Is there a certain part that you rather get the rematch, or kind of get the guy that everyone says is the man, right? So like, is it a little bit more personal, like to get it back, or you rather get Terrence?
It's it's a bit of both, like I wouldn't mind a piece of cake of both of them, both of the boys. Uh, they're the top in the division, so there's nothing, no one. It's not really as like I wouldn't say I would rather one over the other. I like them both.
I know Turkey has mentioned some stuff, about something that you don't understand, and the Virgil fight kind of fell out. Do you feel that politics to make that undisputed dream of yours is going to get in the way because the belts are fragmented on a little bit on that side?
Look, that's out of my control. If the
hmm
politics do get involved, I'm just going to do the fights that are controllable. If that's what it is, that's what it is.
hmm Well, I know you have a great relationship with PBC and things like that. Do you feel that the more realistic fights could be maybe a Spence if the Fundora fight doesn't happen? Because I know that he wanted the fight for about 154. So does Spence and you typically, make sense at that point?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. That's the fight that we were planning to. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But yeah, it's still in the future. Like I'm still young, and I got plenty of years ahead of me to make these big fights happen.
Would you go to Texas, Dallas Stadium 20, 30, 40?
100%, 100%. I won't even think about it.
Do you think he will take it? I guess is the final question on that.
Yeah, I don't think why not. Like we can bring the best of both worlds out of each other. So it'll be one hell of a show.
Awesome. And my final two questions is there was a PBC segment. They mentioned everyone, like a one word association, but they brought up a
Yeah,
147 pounder of Jerron Ennis. I guess assuming that he
yeah.
might go to 154. Would that something you would entertain? Because, that's a guy who might make it to 154 and may want to have a title opportunity if you win the belt.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Like I am not. I've never said no to anyone. Like I will fight whoever. It really doesn't bother me. I'm one of those guys.
Awesome. My last question is non-boxing related, but I'm a fighting game fan myself. So, did you grow up playing like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter? If so, which one did you play, and what was your little background on that?
Nah, I didn't really get into games much. I'm not that good of a player in that stuff.
No, no, no Street Fighter, no Mortal Kombat, nothing, no
Nah,
fatalities. Okay.
nah, it
Uh,
wasn't me.
Awesome. I respect that. Well, look, last words to your fans before you fight on October 19th in Florida on PBC Championship Boxing on Prime Video. I know all Australia's going to be watching. What can you tell the fans out there?
Look, I can't wait to put on a show. Like last time, what we did was a bloodbath, and people are gonna remember that fight for a long time. Hopefully, it isn't a bloodbath, but hopefully it's a cracking fight.